So I started Carnival 2013. I believe it's March, and I just completed my 10 years this year, and I just got my pin. When I joined Carnival, I joined my first ship was Carnival Destiny, and I was assigned to go on the biggest dry dock at that time to be turned into Carnival Sunshine, which was the biggest project of Carnival. And I joined as a hotel steward. So my first 2 months on board were very difficult because at that time we jumped into the dry dock and there was no actual work of us to see guests, so it was only crew on board. So for us it was very difficult to adjust and adapt, but we had a lot of friends that actually were employed at the same time, and was very easy for us to move on. So during the time spent, I had opportunity to work with many different managers, and I believe that one of them was my housekeeping manager at that time. He noticed my passion about the work and he recommended me to move up one step, wherein before the startup of the ship, I moved to assistant stateroom steward. In no time than 2 months, while I was working in my section as assistant stateroom steward, I was called by one of my other managers, the senior assistant at that time, and he asked me to meet with the housekeeping manager because he would like to discuss my career path and where I'm going to look into it. So I had a meeting with my housekeeping manager at that time and the senior assistant, and basically they wanted to know where do I see myself in 10, 15 years. Do I see myself as a stateroom attendant, or do I see myself as a manager, as growing into the company into something that might help one day the other team members. So I decided to move into the pool and deck supervisor, and I was around 4 or 5 months on board as a pool and deck supervisor training, where I successfully completed, and then I moved to fully being promoted to pool and deck supervisor. So after that, I had spent a couple of ships that I worked was Carnival Fantasy, Carnival Victory, Carnival Triumph, and that was my ship that I was working as a pool and deck supervisor. Throughout that time, I had ups and downs, but one day I had decided that I have to do something with myself, that I would like to grow into this company, where I saw that this company have a lot of potential, that I can build a career that can help me to achieve the dreams that I had, to build a house on my own, to have a nice family, to buy one day a beautiful car and things like that, right? And I had started going effectively into the LRC, at that time was called the CTC, the training center, and I had started actively going and doing some trainings for management for a further development, and I dedicated myself and I determined myself that I will move and I will go to a very strong career path. The one thing that I looked up was my senior assistant housekeeper manager, that I was looking at him, that one day I would like to be like him. And then throughout the years, my best time was on the Carnival Freedom, where I actually fully committed, and I did sacrifices when staying on board for 7, 8, 9 months actually paid off, and I came in less than 5 years, I came to the position of a housekeeping manager acting, which was for me the step where I felt that I am not satisfied with being only senior assistant. Now I want to grow more. And when I moved to the housekeeping manager, I did have the chance and opportunity to be acting for a couple of months, and at that time I wanted to prove that to everyone that I am even ready to do more, much more, and I got promoted to housekeeping manager 2018 April or something like that. I'm not sure now, because now I'm devoted to my new position. I worked for 4 years, and then after the pandemic, when the pandemic started, it was very difficult, and I was afraid that we're not gonna come back and then we all gonna slowly lose the job. But I had faith in the company and what they had put in place, and what I saw was very successful plan that I believe that it's gonna be, one day it's gonna come back even better. And it paid off, and I started up the Carnival Dream. That was the second or the third ship after the pandemic, and it was very successful. And I worked under the wing of a hotel director that was very experienced. And in order for me to achieve even better results, I had to touch myself, and I had spent my free time going behind and learning, and just being there where people will not expect you to be. That's very important. A goal, if you want to succeed something, there will be time to go and sleep, there will be time to go and do socializing in the crew bars and stuff. But it's more important, if you would like to succeed and have a successful career, you need to also spend some time for work and learning that. And at that time I decided that I'm gonna move even up. I will start learning other departments, and I was noticed by, I believe, some of the seniors from the offshore side when they came on board, and I was given a chance to do a couple of months acting to see how I'm doing. And basically, for me, that was the the jumping board that I can even do much more. So I was given the chance for 2 months, and then I went back as a housekeeping manager only for, I believe, 4 or 5 months, where I was recognized by a top performer by, I believe, again, my hotel director or my colleagues on board. And I was very surprisingly shocked when I saw the email from Peggy Harvey that I've been selected to go into the program of hotel director, and if I'm willing or if I'm happy to accept it. I could have screamed through the phone to Peggy and say, yes, of course, I would like to get in. And that was a very proud moment for me, that with 10 years career, starting from the bottom going to the top, is something that I would like to tell everyone, that sometimes there will be downs, there will be ups, but it's all up to how we take it and how we decide to convert or divert that. If we want to make that as a lesson learned and grow stronger, we will grow stronger. But if you want to go behind and be negative about it, it's just going to drag us more down. So that's one thing that I would like to tell to everyone, right? Strong dedication, determination, and at the end of the day, hard work pays off. But don't forget that you don't grow as an individual. You need fellow colleagues to help you in this job. So being respectful, being supportive, being there for the team when they need you, it's also a big jump for your career.